Good afternoon and welcome to Cavo Park here in our beautiful city of Red Wing on this cool afternoon. But we're happy to see all of you folks here today to help not only celebrate 100 years of Lionism, but also for us to, our own club to unveil our spectacular sculpture of our spectacles. My name is Todd Otteson, president of the Red Wing Lions Club, and on behalf of myself and our entire Red Wing Lions Club, we want to thank all of you for being here today. We have some special guests amongst us, a lot of Lion members, not only from Red Wing, but surrounding communities, and all from District 5M1, a lot of them. We also have a past international director, Mike Belinda, who is standing right out in front of us here. We also have from our city, Mayor Sean Dowse, and some city staff that are here. So we welcome all of you here. Beginning on June 7, 1917, Melvin Jones, a businessman from Chicago, wanted to start an organization with a special focus on worthy causes, helping those in need. Today, 1.4 million members strong and 46,000 clubs in 220 countries, Lions are the largest service club in the world and continue to do tremendous work in the areas of sight, hearing, and other disabilities. Every club within, throughout the world in Lionism was to do a legacy project, and Red Wing has chosen the eyeglass sculpture, which we will dedicate momentarily. Before that, though, we have a couple speakers that would like to come up and give some greetings. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Red Wing Lion, Stan Nierhaugen. Stan is immediate past district governor of 5M1 Lions, which is our district in southeastern Minnesota. It has 1,900 Lions and 51 clubs. Stan is a Melvin Jones Fellowship recipient and a Helen Keller Award winner, and has received the Lions Club International Silver Crane Award. He currently serves on the board of directors for the Minnesota Lions Vision Foundation. Let's give a warm welcome to Lion Stan Nierhaugen to give greetings from 5M1.
Good afternoon. It's good to see the sun trying to peek out and warm us all up. How many Lions do we have from 5M1? Raise your hand. All right there. Let's hear you. We welcome you all. We've collected over 40,000 pairs of glasses. And past district governor Dudley Parsons going to talk about what we do with those glasses. But those glasses came from the people in Red Wing, Twin Bluff, students who collected them. All the many clubs in 5M1, we collected over 15,000 from them. We thank you. We also collected from the multiple Lions. This goes all the way into Canada. Why do we collect glasses? Because Helen Keller challenged us in 1925 to make a difference, to be Knights of the Blind, to serve the people who vision needs. Our glasses are that model for what we do, which is we serve others. I'm thankful that you're all here today. Lion, 1st District Governor-elect Nadine Lundy came all the way back from South Dakota, probably drove maybe a little faster than 55 to get here. We welcome you here. And I'll turn it over to Todd. I told I was going to keep this short.
Thanks, Lion Stan. For our program today, we wanted to also have someone come and speak just to let us know what it's really like to give out the eyeglasses to the developing countries, to those in need. So we have today a past district governor, Dudley Parsons, that he is a member of the Rochester 76 Lions Club, and besides serving in a variety of positions there, he also has received the Melvin Jones Award, Helen Keller Award, and also has received a Hall of Fame award from our multiple, which is in Minnesota and Canada. Consists of clubs throughout Minnesota and Canada. He has done tremendous things with the eyeglasses in delivering them 9 times to the Dominican Republic. So Past District Governor Lion Dudley is a shining example of the Lions motto that we serve. So let's welcome Lion Dudley Parsons.
Thank you, Todd. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an idea of how I got into this stuff. And I'll just say that I joined Lions a long time ago. In fact, I'm so old now that my Social Security number is in Roman numerals. Anyway, I have, during the time since I joined Lions 50 years ago almost, I have collected eyeglasses, washed them, sterilized them, analyzed them, and all of that, but had never had a chance to put a pair of eyeglasses on a needy person. And I got that chance in 2009. My mission started with my 50th high school class reunion, where I connected with 2 of my classmates who had been doing mission work in the Dominican Republic for some time. I asked if they needed eyeglasses, and they said, "Oh yeah, we could use eyeglasses." And I said, "I can get you all the eyeglasses you need." So it took a little while to get going on that, but in 2009, I arrived in the Dominican Republic with 400 pairs of used eyeglasses that were all analyzed and prepared by the Wisconsin Lions Eyeglass Recycling Center in Roshaw, Wisconsin. Anyway, I've done a lot of that. So I've been asked to tell you a little bit about how this all has affected me. One is the amount of diversity of wealth that there is in these poor, underdeveloped countries. Actually, the Dominican Republic is not a third world country, but it's moving up. It has a democracy, although it is a little bit corrupt. And you know, as far as handing out the glasses, the thing that got me the most was these people going by me with their new pair of glasses saying, Dios le bendice, which is, God bless you, in Spanish. Now, the other thing that got me was seeing 3 generations of people get eyeglasses. I actually have a picture of a grandma, mother, and a grandson with eyeglasses that we gave them. It's in, by the way, we have a slideshow over there under the white tent that describes this whole process to you. If you want to sit through, it takes about 10 minutes to see all the slides, and it runs automatically. So another thing that we did besides distribute eyeglasses was to distribute food packets to about 20 families in which one or more member has HIV or full-blown AIDS. These food packs contain usually a big bag of nutritious soup mix, a couple of packages of spaghetti noodles, some tomato sauce and tomato paste, a can of sardines, a bottle of oil, and everything you need to make sort of a spaghetti dinner. I would like to have had a picture to show you of that, but I don't have one here. But one of the things that got me while we were doing that, you have to understand that a lot of our customers are Haitian. They're refugees from Haiti that left Haiti when the earthquake came, and they're living in squalor wherever they can find a place to live in the Dominican Republic. And we went to one of their villages where we had distributed food before, and there was nobody there but one lady one Dominican lady. We asked her where the people were, and she said immigration came and took them all. And so they brought in a couple of truckloads and loaded all the Haitians on the trucks and carted them away. The kids were all playing someplace, and they left the kids there. So that's the kind of thing that we're dealing with. A lot of our travel was what we call ice cream roads. Can you imagine can you think of what an ice cream road would be? It's Rocky Road. Anyway, I was moved greatly by all of the poverty that we saw and all of the welcoming and the thank yous that we got for giving people the gift of sight. And I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dudley. Now, this project would not have happened if it wasn't for a very creative and talented lion who came up with this idea in the first place. Lion Paul Drodos, who has been a member of the Red Wing Lions Club for many years, has been instrumental in this entire project, along with his committee and two other very creative and artistic people, which he will introduce shortly. Paul has served on many capacities on the board of the Red Wing Lions Club and has received also the Melvin Jones Award, the Helen Keller Award, and the Lion of the Year awards. He has put in countless hours on this project, and I think a few sleepless nights. At this time, let us give a warm welcome to the creator of this wonderful, spectacular sculpture piece.
Thank you, Todd, and all my Lion friends and family and supporters. And I just want to welcome everybody here today for something that is positive and fun and interesting and focuses on a future that is better. I also, on a little different note, want to welcome some politicians here. That's a good thing. Evan Brown, City Councilman, and Mike Goggin, who is our state senator. Being a politician myself, you know, you have to make these introductions or else they might forget you when you show up sometime. Anyway, I would like to start by saying thank you, Warren Kramer. So who is Warren Kramer? Well, Warren Kramer is the person who asked me to join the Lions Club 33 years ago, and I can't thank him enough. Today is really about Thanksgiving, more than the weather, of course, but before we get to that, I want you to do me a favor, if you would. Please close your eyes. That's right, go ahead and close them for a moment because it's the only way for anybody to understand why Lions Clubs have been around for 100 years. Your temporary blindness will not make you either helpless or hopeless, and more importantly, it will not diminish you as a human being. That is the one thing short-term blindness and long-term blindness have in common. So please open your eyes. Do you know what else is eye-opening? As you look around here today, you are seeing what I call the triumph of generosity. Because without generosity, there is only darkness and selfishness, and that is never a pretty picture. Instead, we have two of the prettiest pictures that I have ever seen. One is the picture of 30,000 high-definition moving picture projectors called eyeglasses. And the other is the monument to the triumph of generosity that collecting all those glasses today represents. The Red Wing Lions are not alone in this project, as already been stated, and we did get help from all over the state because people rallied for what we call the Vision Mountain of eyeglasses. And did you know that our kickoff of this project was in Red Wing was in the middle school, where we challenged kids to bring glasses, and we were teaching them an important lesson, which was that generosity is something that can be taught and must be learned. What we were trying to teach was that thank you are the two most important words in the English language. For those words are not as important coming from the people you are trying to help, but rather, like Lions for 100 years, the words thank you are encouragement to like-minded people for working together to help other people and elevate the idea that helping people is the most important thing people can do to make us better human beings. By serving others in need, we find out that we are blessed in a million ways, and that is the true meaning of being a millionaire. That meaning is what the triumph of generosity is all about. Of course, none of this is happening today would have happened without vision, talent, and resources. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the embodiment of a man turned craftsman, an artisan turned artist, and a human turned humanitarian. Yes, Justin Neufeld donated his time and talent to create this sculpture called Spectacles, as a lasting monument to what better vision can do for all of us. It can help us see and appreciate the needs around us much more clearly. Better vision can help us focus on what is important in this world, doing our best work, not for profit, but for satisfaction of the need for service. Thank you, Justin Neufeld. And again, I can't thank you enough. You have proved You have proven today that you don't have to be a lion in order to be lion-hearted. But in fact, today, we are welcoming you as a member in the Red Wing Lions Club. So please come forward and say a few words if you would. I got to tell you, I just met Justin not too long, about 6 months ago, and I'm so impressed with someone that can share a vision and can do something and is, in these day and age, remain a perfectionist. So that's one thing that we can all be proud of in Red Wing. So Justin.
Thanks, Paul. Don't have too much to say. Just want to say thanks to the Lions Club for giving me this opportunity. City of Red Wing for letting us put it out in public. And definitely wouldn't be possible without our crew at NewFab. They stepped up, helped out, did a lot of things behind the scenes and helped get the project rolling. So thank you.
A man of few words. What's the deal with that? Anyway, I just want to thank a couple other people that had great involvement, and that would be Dan Weimer, who's an artist, and nobody. First of all, Dan couldn't be here today because he's a working artist, so he's doing an art show in Duluth today. And I just wanted to say that nobody was prouder of Justin's work than Dan, who had drawn a picture of something that started out only in my head and then got embraced by a small committee of just 2 people, me and Lion President-elect Jan Wall, and Carol Duff was also on that committee. So we started out with a small group and a small amount of support, and from that point, every single Lion in our club and every single Lion we met and talked to has been supportive of this project and also of the generosity of spirit, which we talked about a little earlier. Now, of course, there's always unsung heroes, and I want to just talk about one special Lion who is positively positive. Many years ago, I discovered that lions were L-ions, okay? Get it? L-ions, lions. Always bumping into each other and trying to combine their positive charges like ions. Well, this lion is a chemist who knows a lot about ions, and I worked with Mary Anway, who together figured out that a statue is just a statue, but a statue that inspires collecting tons of glasses, yes, a ton of glasses, is a worthwhile project worthy of a legacy project. Mary doesn't crave the spotlight because her natural helpfulness and creativity simply is brilliant. And if it wasn't enough, her and Faye are running the kitchen today. So I think we should give them a hand for their efforts. All right. Now, if I had an hour, I would tell you about a Lion who couldn't stop himself from pitching in wherever and whenever somebody needs him. Tom Muller is a trooper, always showing up with a smile and never leaving without bringing a smile to everyone around him. Tom and Bill Israel have created the Vision Mountain, and it is their proudest legacy for our club, which is why we're here today, and they deserve a special hand. And of course, how can we have a Lions function with our favorite musician, Dave Watson, of course, and his musical sidekicks, the Keynotes. Let's give them a hand for just tickling the keyboards, tickling us, and having some fun. Anyway, it's been about 6 months of organizing this. Every Wednesday we met, and I wanted to make a note. What have we learned except organization needs to be organized? Okay, enough is enough. I can honestly tell you, if you want to know how any of this happened, just read the plaque inside the sculpture, which lists every single Lion equally for their dedication and contribution to a world where people can see better. Sure, I might be a showboat, but every single Lion on that plaque is a propeller. I'm the showboat. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Anyway, always moving forward, always trying to prove that we serve isn't a problem, it's a solution to most problems. And yes, as I near the end, again, I'm glad no one was holding their breath for this. For all others who have worked tirelessly to make this day a success, and I can assure you that when you do a labor of love, you gotta love it. And by the way, I shouldn't mention my wife, who is here today also. Thank you. Okay, here we go. The triumph of generosity is why we are erecting this monument of our vision of a better future here today in this park, to show the world that in Red Wing, Minnesota, people care about each other and care that in 100 years, that when we get together here, we will celebrate the service that which makes us all better people. If there is one thing we have learned from Helen Keller, it is that blindness is not colorblind. Compassion is passion, and service to others is the greatest service we can do for ourselves. Earlier, I asked you to close your eyes, and now I ask you to remember when you come to this park and see this sculpture, you remember your friends, our sponsors, and like everybody, every day, we could say, we serve so others may see. Of course, we would really like it if you all joined the Lions Club too. But now we have reached the important part. We are going to actually we're actually going to dedicate the sculpture and award this to the city of Red Wing. I say that with a purpose because it's a great prize, because public art is something that every city wants and actually every city needs. And Red Wing is certainly on the front edge of that. So, Mr. Mayor, now is the time to come and present this magnificent work of art to the city of Red Wing. I must advise you that it is a powerful magnet for kids, families, and tourists, and it is a photo opportunity for everyone to share. How many other cities have installed a Smile Factory in one of their most spectacular parks? I saw this Smile Factory working yesterday, and it was fun seeing something that can turn on smiles for everybody that comes near it. So, Mr. Mayor, if you say a few words, we can then go over to the statue and do the official unveiling.
Thank you, Paul. On behalf of the City of Red Wing, I gratefully accept this gift from the Lions Club of Red Wing to the City of Red Wing and its citizens. I see a citizen is already taking advantage of it over there. Has a seat. Earlier today, I came up and dropped off 3 pairs of glasses to help the collection, and hearing the words and looking at the demonstration over in the tent there, it's very nice to think that the glasses that I discarded so many years ago and brought here today will find their way to the Dominican Republic and rest on the bridge of some fellow's nose down there and make his life better and improve his life. So thank you for all you do. You know, the Lions Club makes improvements all throughout Red Wing and benefits over 25 organizations and projects in Red Wing. It's one of several service clubs in Red Wing, and this city is richer for all the presents, including the Lions, especially today. Thank you, Paul, and thank you for the
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, who happens to be a Kiwanian, by the way. So I know, but you know what? If it wasn't for service clubs, I wonder how much service we would have for our citizens. So one final thought, I just wanted to say this is kind of interesting. We had a Chinese exchange teacher that came to Red Wing and was participating in classes throughout our school system. And in China, unfortunately, they don't have service clubs. And he was absolutely fascinated because he did make the rounds of the clubs and introduced himself and his program. But when you think of that, it's a societal thing, and it's kind of a communist paranoia thing. But the fact is that he felt that what the Chinese people themselves was missing was a great opportunity, and he thoroughly enjoyed the fact that Red Wing has so many active citizens and so many service clubs. So it's just something to think about when you think about where the world is going and where we're all going to end up. So now we're going to go over and we're going to show you a really neat way to unveil the plaques which we had made to commemorate the service. And I'm sorry, President Todd will now speak again. Go over there. He now says we will go over there. Thank you, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had this great idea of an unveiling, and you know, it's harder than it seems, actually, to wrap something this big up and have it look like something. So we decided to have it look like what it is, and what we're really doing is dedicating 2 plaques, while we're also giving the city the sculpture. But I think we'll start, where's Justin? Now the people on this side can't see it, so I'll read it, all right? Justin, if you would be so kind, if you would just help me just slide this that way. Are you ready? Whoa, look at that. For those that can't see this, it says, Spectacles to the City of Red Wing from the Red Wing Lions Club, sculptor Justin Neufeld, artist Dan Weimer, June 25th, 2017. That makes it official, Mr. Mayor. Now for the other side, who can't see this, it says, celebrating 100 years of Lions Clubs International. It lists every Lions Club member as of today, and it says, we serve so others may see. Ladies and gentlemen, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your grandchildren, and enjoy. Hey.